Good morning, everyone. This is Tracy from the social media ministry here at Calvary Lutheran Church in Oshkosh, and I have Pastor Jen with me this morning. Hi, Pastor Jen.
Good morning.
We are outside right now in our little garden because we want to share, oh, the airplane sounds, but we want to share all the beautiful parts of our church with everyone. So, Pastor Jen, the first question I have for you this morning is, why is it usually only the pastor does communion, or can anyone else other than a pastor give communion?
Well, typically, and again, I'm speaking just for the ELCA right now because other denominations, everyone has their own distinctions for how they do things.
Okay.
Typically within the Evangelical Lutheran Church in America, the pastor is the one who blesses communion. Now, there are other people who can be authorized to bless communion, but in order to be authorized, typically you have to have the synod grant you that permission. So synodically authorized ministers are often granted that permission. Some team candidates who are also often synodically authorized ministers are granted that permission. But typically it's just the pastor. The reason for that goes back to Martin Luther. Martin Luther talked about the marks of the church.
Okay.
And one of the marks of the church, or the marks of the gathered community, because remember that's what the word church means. Ecclesia means the gathered community.
Okay.
One of the marks of the gathered community is a place where communion is administered rightly or properly.
Okay.
And in Martin Luther's time, many people thought of communion kind of as this magical substance. So they thought, that they could put it in their pocket and take it home and use it in some sort of magical way. So Martin Luther made the distinction that those who were properly educated and authorized to serve communion should be the only ones presiding at the table doing the blessing.
Makes sense.
And in the ELCA, we define those people as the people who've gone through pastoral education. So people who have been ordained, called by the church to be pastors, are the persons who most of the time serve communion. Again, because we have some synodically authorized ministers, some team candidates, in an effort to fill in, because we don't have enough pastors for all our churches, especially our smaller churches, some of those folks have been given special training and then given the opportunity to preside at communion as well. Now, once the elements are blessed within our churches, they are served not just by the pastor, but by the pastor and usually members of the congregation. And we also have members of the congregation who take communion the day it's blessed. They can take it out to the various shut-ins and homebound people. So they can take the blessed communion out and they do a service with the folks in their homes.
Okay. Excellent. All right. Well, thank you for that explanation. I appreciate that because we've actually had people asking about that. So
There you go.
Yeah, I really I like these questions for Calvary because it's educating not only myself but everyone else.
There you go. And if you are someone who's watching these videos and you have a question, you can type it into the comments or get a hold of Tracy or get a hold of myself, and maybe it's on our list of things we're already going to cover, but if it's not, we can always add it in.
All right. Well, thank you, Pastor Jen. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right.